Hey guys, what's up? This is Shawn here from the Foam Fighters with my buddy.
Hey, I'm Andre.
And now that Andre is here, we are going to begin a very important, it's important to us. We're going to talk about how to be successful. And before we can really talk about that, I think we need to define what we mean by successful. And I'm going to let my buddy Andre take that away.
So, defining success is really difficult to do, actually, because everyone has different definitions of success. But I think it's important that you define it, what success personally means to you. So whether that means being a good father, you know, being in shape, or because to a lot of people interpret success as having a lot of money, having a lot of material things, but it's ironic. You'll find some of the richest, most wealthy people are some of the unhappiness. So it's important that you really set down what being successful means to you.
Exactly. Like, for example, to me, being successful means being happy and surviving. You know, nothing more than that. If I can have a family, you know, they love me, stuff like that, I'm for it. And if I can sustain that, that's being successful to me. Now, there's a lot of things that we've come up with for how to be successful, and I want to say by far one of the most important is you need a game plan.
Absolutely. There's someone out on the basketball courts right now who's better than Michael Jordan, who's twice as good as him, but he's not in the NBA because he didn't have a game plan. It's important that, especially in this day and age where the job market is as crazy as it is, that you have a structure, a way to get to your goals, and that you go about it carefully, because it's you could easily spend all your money on, if you want to make a YouTube channel, for example, you could spend $500 on a new camera, $99.99 on new editing software, just all this money you don't have, and then end up making these videos with nothing and end up with nothing.
Exactly. So that's why I know a lot of people, especially me, I hate sometimes when people have to remind me about, you know, the plan A, plan B thing. But when you look at it, your plan A is not the stable job. Your plan A is really what you're trying for. And you need to look at it as you always need money to do what you got to do. Especially, okay, you're making a YouTube channel. Great. I love it. Welcome aboard. But software is always changing. Equipment's always changing. And you're always going to need money to get new equipment. As I recently just got the Elgato HD60, you know, that ran me, you know, about $200 of my own money that I got from my job.
Yep.
Now, that being said, you need to be making money, and you can never stop making money. And on the concept of never stopping, you can never settle either. Like, there is no plateau in being successful. I know people say, oh, what's the point? Someone will always be better. You know, you're right. But in that same note, you always have to keep improving too. You can never fall behind, and that's, to me, what never settling is.
Exactly. There's a lot of people out there. There's a lot of big people out there who want to lose weight. They go to the gym. They said, man, I did a great job. I'm going to reward myself with this. Or there's that guy out there who wanted to lose 50 pounds. He lost 45 and said, all right, I'm good. Or even he lost 50 and he said, all right, I'm good. I don't need to continue this diet. I don't need to keep exercising. And then they went right back and got big again. So it's important that you keep striving to improve yourself. There's no finish line where someone goes, congrats, you're successful now. The key to being successful is to always continue, to never settle. And you know, even that man who retired at 65, when he was 55 and had $5 million, he was still out there working.
Exactly. Now, another thing that is very important is you gotta be realistic. You can't set goals for yourself that you can never hope to achieve. Alright, I'm gonna give you a couple examples. You can't make $100,000 in a night. You can't lose 50 pounds in 2 days. You know, like, you need to understand that these things are long term. There is absolutely nothing about any of this stuff that comes overnight. Now, again, being realistic. Here's a great way to be realistic. Cut it up into a bunch of small goals, because realistically, you can put away an extra $100, you know, every 2 weeks when you get your payday. Realistically, you can lose a couple pounds every 2 weeks.
Exactly.
And if you give yourself this idea that your worth is based on trying to meet impossible goals, you will never be happy with yourself, and that's just gonna suck no matter how you look at it.
Exactly. that person who joined the track team who says, man, I can never get first place, and they've never ran before in their life, they're never going to get any better because they're not setting realistic goals. If they say, okay, I'm going to take a minute off of my time, when they know they're brand new, you're not going to get first for a while. If you say, I'm going to take a minute off of my own time, and that's your goal, when you take a minute, you're going to feel good about yourself, and you're going to want to keep going. Whereas if you say, oh, I'm going to get first, even if this is your fastest time ever, you're just going to say, oh man, I didn't get first, and you're going to be down on yourself, and you're going to do worse and worse and worse and worse. So it's important that you have an attainable, realistic, and small goal that leads up to a bigger one.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Like, for example, me at the gym lately, I've been doing these cardio races with my godbrother. Whether or not I beat him means nothing to me, or time or anything, because we do a set time. But what matters to me is, for example, I judge based how dead do I feel after it. And if I feel less dead than the last time I did before, dude, that is a goal for me. I know it's not like super specific, like, oh, I didn't finish the mile in a minute, minute and 8 seconds, big whoop. But, on a bike, mind you. So, that being said, it's like, it doesn't matter how small or how, what kind of measurement you use, just so long as you yourself can see the improvement, note it, and work towards getting better. Now, that being said, patience. Patience.
It's super important that you're patient with yourself, because like we were saying, these people who are like, oh, I want to do this in 2 days, I want to do this tomorrow, those are the people who they don't set small goals, and they just end up disappointed with themselves, or they end up giving up, or they ended up not putting in the effort needed to be successful. It's important. For example, Shawn's his YouTube channel, Foam Fighters, is pretty successful now. I remember when he first started it up. I remember when he would show me, oh man, we got 1 subscriber today. Oh man, we got 2 subscribers today. These things happen over time, and you need to realize that as long as you have a structure, it will come. It might not be when you want it to be, but it will come. You just need to keep working at it.
Exactly. Funny how he mentions the Foam Fighters. This came as a complete surprise to me. It's funny, like, funny enough, like, revealing factor. We actually started the Foam Fighters as just a place to upload and store the short films we did because I was running out of space on my computer. We actually never really intended for, this channel to get the amount of, like, it's another 20 the first 20 things we did video. Granted, I hate that video now because, it's so much worse than the rest of our videos, but that video has 2 million views. Something I never thought I would be able to say in my life. It's like, hey, I have a video that has 2 million views on YouTube. Like, oh yeah, that's nothing in comparison to PewDiePie and Syndicate, sure. But for us, dude, that's awesome. And that's the thing. You've got to be patient about it and understand that it will come for you eventually. You just have to keep at it, keep doing, because no matter what, greatness is always noticed eventually. And I just want you guys to remember that.
So, in summary, make sure you clearly define what successful means to you.
You never settle for a thing.
Make sure you have a game plan.
You got to be realistic.
And you have to be patient.
And that's really all we have for you. I hope we helped out. And if in the future, you see this video and you achieve some goal, please let us know in the comments. We'd love to hear about it. Anyways, this has been Shawn.
And Andre.
And we'll see you guys some next time.